Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV. I'm Sean Burke. Joining me is Andy Taylor, Jack Townsend, and Santi Grazorla. It's Graham Marshall.
One of the few Arsenal players that I actually did genuinely like, so that's okay.
Okay, yeah, I figured that might sting a little bit, but the mystery word game is still going. So if you want to play along and you don't want to know what it is, look away now.
So what was the controversy last week, just so I can get myself up to speed here?
You wanted it in full context.
Yeah. Liverpool are champions. They have won their first ever Premier League title and their first league title full stop since 1990. The Reds clinched it with 7 games left to play and celebrated like there's no tomorrow. In fairness, it's 2020. There might not be. Now that's finally settled, the rest of the top 6 is still up for grabs, while the relegation zone is gobbling up more footballers than a Chelsea loan deal. So, who is going to Europe for starters? Actually, for starters, congratulations.
Yeah, for starters, congrats to Liverpool. Seven games in hand. That's a.
We're not just gonna breeze over that. Sure,
they've won it. We don't need to talk about that at all.
Well, can I just say, I think, congratulations, Townsend. Congratulations to all Liverpool fans. You have been phenomenal. 2 things that really annoyed me, though, was firstly, basically Liverpool fans saying that they've had 30 years of pain and anguish. I mean, that is a relative pain, though. You know, they've had 2 Champions Leagues, fairly decent haul of silverware, an amazing haul of different players down the years, Gerrard, Suarez, Torres, Mascherano, Alonso. It's been pain, yeah. But at the same time, while you boys were, off winning Champions Leagues and stuff, Wolves, as an example, were in League One. But I understand the rivalry, particularly between United and Liverpool.
You've got United just prodding you for years and years. I mean, you got United, Chelsea, Arsenal. That's all they can boast Premier Leagues now. That was the one thing they had on us, and now it's that's out of their armoury.
I don't want to take it away from Liverpool because it's been amazing. No. They were just saying, I just can't tell you how tough it's been these last 30 years. It's been such a slog. Every year we've been just let down, and it's no, you haven't. You've not done that badly.
Yeah, I mean, just scheme of Spurs is fine. Comparison.
Well, I think it's worth drawing the comparison with Spurs. I know you did that to mug me off, but I think if you look at the rebuild job they did with Klopp, Klopp took a team that was up there and was a good side, but instead of buying, a load of 100 million players and having to sell them on a couple of years later, he bought sort of 8 million, 10 million players and has made them into 30, 40 million players. Like Andrew Robertson, we talked about before, came in for 8 million. I mean, he's not ever leaving Liverpool for 8 million, is he? That's absolutely not happening. No. What's the biggest thing that Liverpool did, or the most controversial thing that Liverpool did in their rebuild time? Getting rid of Philippe Coutinho, right? Who was undoubtedly one of the stars of their side, right? Sold him off for 100 and something million. But the players that they got in that season were Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Virgil van Dijk, and Robertson. And I mean, who's made more of an impact on Liverpool when you look at their history now? Speaking of another player who's really transformed the team, Bruno Fernandes, there was a window in which we could have gone in for Bruno Fernandes. He was there. Pochettino wanted him. This was when Pochettino was there. People are already talking about him transforming that United side.
Well, that's one player. Because I don't want to. Let's calm down on that front.
But people are saying it. I think it's
United fans. I mean, they've been saying it for every season since Fergie.
Right. Okay. You obviously didn't have to sit through. I decided to put myself through the Brighton game and had to listen to everyone being like, "Oh, Pogba, Fernandes,
no, I know
the future," and
I know.
They're both good players, but so Fernandes' goal in that game, Pogba lays it off to him, and it's a massive deflection off of the guy trying to run in and defend. And they're like, "What a masterstroke! The 2 geniuses, the 2 star players you've come to see." And I was like, "Come on, lads, he scuffed that."
It does seem like Ed Woodward is running Sky Sports at the moment.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, while we're on the topic of United, and now that the champions has been decided, what's to be done for the rest of the top 6?
Well, let's just go on to United first, because that seems to be the biggest talking point.
Well, they do have a head of steam behind them, don't they?
Well, I think United fans have forgotten how dominant Liverpool were before this break. Because the way that United fans are speaking at the moment is that they could probably challenge for the title next year. And let's just remind ourselves of the table. Hopefully we can bring it up on the screen now. So Man United, 52 points. Liverpool, 86. Now, that isn't going to be breached by just the friendship of Fernandes and Pogba in midfield. Like, who's the referee that did that? That calm the doon. That's what I'm just feeling towards Man United fans because it's promising. It's really promising.
Yeah, they're going to finish in Champions League spots then this year, though.
I think they will personally. Yeah. I particularly if Man City don't like if their appeal or whatever doesn't get overturned.
Well, if we just go purely off form and fixtures, then United, I mean, they've got Bournemouth at home, Aston Villa away, Southampton at home, Palace away, West Ham at home. So Leicester away, last game of the season. What a game that might be.
Yeah, because that could be...
Because with Leicester's form at the moment, that could be a decider for 4th or even 5th or something,
Absolutely, because they've been flagging a bit.
But, I mean, can I just say, as much as we're talking about United, Wolves are level on points to them. Let's not forget what an achievement that is, by the way.
There's no way you would ever let us forget, Andy.
So are we all saying that Leicester might drop out here and Chelsea and United?
Yeah, which is totally counter to what I thought before we actually saw any games played. But I do think that Leicester are the most likely of that current top 4 to drop out.
For me, United almost looks like almost certainties for 3rd place. As mad as
there we go. Are we saying Liverpool, Man City, United, Wolves? Is that what we're saying?
I don't think Chelsea are going to drop.
Do you think Chelsea drop out far enough?
I don't want to be that deluded to say we're going to get top 4 because that's insane.
As much as we love to talk about the top of the table, the relegation battle is tighter than the gaps between Klopp's teeth. So to shed some light on that, we are going to play relegation roulette. I've got the name of relegation threatened clubs in this hat here. Right, I'm going to pick one at random for each of you. You have to argue why they're going to be one of the clubs going down, okay?
Give me Villa.
West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham. What's interesting about West Ham is that their fixture list is really spicy, particularly towards the end of the season. They've got Norwich away, Watford at home, and Aston Villa at home. So what a run in that is. I mean, Sky Sports will be rubbing their hands together. They'll probably already be having a meeting now about what to call these last 3. The relegation, well, a bit of relegation running, really. Pretty boring.
Yeah.
Do you know what the biggest problem with West Ham is? That they're called West Ham and they've got a fan base that's so expectant of them. They're wanting to get top 10 out of this squad and it's just not a top 10 squad. They've just got a lot of lads that are all kind of, they'll give you a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 every week. Like Mark Noble. I mean, I saw Jamie Redknapp the other day comparing Mark Noble. He was saying that Mark Noble had more creativity than Lo Celso in the Spurs West Ham game. Graz, I don't know whether you got triggered by that or not.
I didn't hear it, but it definitely would have triggered me,
He basically said that because Lo Celso's playing, it's going to allow Noble to basically spread his wings. And I was like, when has Noble ever spread his wings?
He's had 15 years of top flight football and spread his wings.
But there's this perception of West Ham players are well beaters, you know?
Right, next up, Graz, I'm going to go to you.
Okay. Right. What am I going to get?
Bournemouth.
Top one as well, Graz.
Oh, yeah.
It does look a bit like that.
Perfect. Before you start, though, my housemate is a Bournemouth fan.
Okay.
And I think I hadn't really talked to him about it, but last week we were talking about football and he was like, I think we're going down.
He just got sad.
He got very sad all of a sudden. And said,
I mentioned it last week. They were bad against Wolves. Bad. And also just houses as well.
I think that's an interesting thing because you wouldn't associate that sort of housery with Bournemouth before, but I think that's because you were distracted by the fact that Eddie Howe has, over the seasons he's been in the Prem, done a really good job. I think you were looking at it and going, I mean, look, think about where that club were sort of 6-7 years ago. Like when he took over the job, right? They were League 2 or something, League 1 or League 2. Mm-hmm. And so to get them to be an established Premiership side, Premier League, show me age, that, I mean, it's an amazing achievement. But this is the end of the road. Like, you look at that squad, you look at what has happened to that squad. So Callum Wilson's injured at the moment. He's the only player really in that sort of main 11 that's been playing recently that is likely to go on to a bigger club. Ryan Fraser, the other player who might go on to a bigger club, has downed tools, right? We talked about this before the season restarted, the suggestion that he might do that and whether that would affect the team. And I mean, it clearly has. When a player who for the last 2-3 seasons or whatever has been one of your best players goes, lads, I'm better than you, I'm bigger than you, I'm not going to play. I mean, whether that is how he's done it or what, like at the end of the day, he has just stopped playing.
Imagine if it falls through though.
You know what I've related to? You know when you get with a woman, right? You've got with her because she cheated on her fella, right? For the rest of that relationship, you've always got that in the back of your head thinking she's capable of cheating on me to her old fella.
Okay,
and that's what I think the new club would think about Ryan Fraser.
Okay. He's brought it round. Jack, just before we...
I don't know if I've got any analogies quite like that. Just as a word of warning.
Let's see what you've got. In the tank. All right.
I wasn't sure
Aston Villa.
It seems like their only shining light is going to be Grealish. This weekend is big for Villa. They've got Liverpool, and you've got to just hope if you're Villa that Liverpool are on a hangover from winning the league. Like, if anything, this could be the perfect time for them to play, just because Liverpool might have, this week. When it used to go to school. Here we go. When it was the last week of school. And then the teacher would start wheeling the TV out and you'd watch like Shrek 2 or something instead of learning about, the Titanic plates or what, is that the thing? I don't know. Titanic plates.
He's mixed 2 lessons there.
Yeah, but hence why I was more into, Shrek 2. But sorry to turn it back onto Liverpool when we're going to be talking about Villa. But you know what I really want? I just want it to go down to that last game against West Ham. Just for the spectator sport.
Yeah. Before we move on to the memes, you may have seen Cristiano Ronaldo got a new haircut this week. Anyone notice any resemblance there? I can't see who springs to mind. Let us know in the comments below. Yeah. You can think.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, it's got uglier. I must admit, it's great Barnet.
Great, bro. Jack, just out of curiosity, could you mirror that Cristiano Ronaldo pose there with your headphones off? Just kind of.
All right.
Actually, now that you've just got it trimmed, it is very, very similar.
Like, he's just out of shot, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it. So let's imagine that is uncanny. It is the dankest part of the week. Each one of our panelists has created a meme over on our Dream Team Instagram page. Go and give it a follow. And you folks get to vote for your favorite. Right, let's bring on the memes. Speaking out loud here. First up is a Simpsons meme, which I'm a big fan of.
Nettie? Nettie!
He's eating us! I'm scared! Come on, Ned, move this thing!
I can't! It's a Geo!
I love that line.
I guess he didn't see me.
That's mine.
Yeah.
If you're wondering, it's basically, I love that Simpsons scene. There's really not much more to it than that, and also I found it quite hard to avoid. Like, I knew Liverpool had won the league. Like, I watched the result come in for the City game, and I was like, okay, great, yeah. But then it's been quite hard to avoid or to get any other information about football for the last few days.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to the next one.
That'd be so frustrating.
I think it's the guy's laugh that makes it.
The way he slaps it on as well.
Yeah.
I think everything works there in terms of Arsenal have got the bigger muscles, the more financial muscles.
Yeah.
Right, we've got one more meme. Let's have a look.
Oh, more Simpsons.
2 Simpsons memes in one. That's beautiful, Paul.
It's
I
beautiful.
mean, it's not your best work, Townsend.
I think it's a good source clip, you know.
Okay, so let's find out who the winner is. In third place is... You'll find out at the end of the show, so stick around.
Oh.
Keep you
Whoa.
waiting. We always
What a
keep you waiting.
tease.
That's where you meant to push to an advert break now. That's what usually happens.
Yeah, after these commercials.
We just appreciate the sunlight.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, yeah, that is
What would
blasting.
What would we do a commercial for? What would be the sort of thing that we'd advertise?
Probably
on Dream Team
Sim
Coach?
Saturday style stuff, I guess, like Keen
Like a-
as mustard or
Like a QVC thing, like a chickpea water thing?
slap chop.
Like,
Slap chop.
Slap
I saw those ads pop up again.
what's chickpea water called?
It's called Aquafaba.
Aquafaba.
Yeah. Right. Okay. It's a Dream Team Coach derby this weekend as Andy's Wolves take on my Arsenal. Wolves have won 3 in a row and Adama Traore is tearing it up with the only player striking more fear into defences being David Luiz to his own teammates. You backing the Wolves, boys, to stop this Arsenal juggernaut, Andy?
Well, do I fancy Wolves against Arsenal? Well, yeah, pound for pound, we're a better side. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, it's not Graz. I see you laughing there.
No, it was just because I wanted to see a reaction from Sean, and then I remembered he doesn't really give. I wasn't laughing because you were wrong. I was just like if we had an Arsenal fan who really cared, like we had a fan TV person on here, they'd have gone absolutely mad at you. Right? Like, Sean's just like, yeah.
I'd love to have a pop at an Arsenal TV fan if they question me against that. I always bring it back to the position comparison. So I might as well just go through
Oh,
it.
he's going to do it, is he?
Well, yeah, I will. So Patricio over Leno every single day of the week. Matt Doherty over Bellerin, without question. Maybe not Bellerin of 3-4 years ago, but the current Bellerin, yes. Well, they don't even really have a left back, right? I mean, Tierney's kind of like a left wing back that's kind of not really bedded in yet. Saka is a left winger, good player, but like, again, nowhere near the level of Johnny. Kolasinac is terrible. Who's a centre half as well? I mean, do we even need to speak about that given Arsenal's woeful
Less
centre?
said, the better.
Wilfred Bolly for me, Willy Bolly, sorry, is third best centre half in the league, I would say. Neves walks into your central midfield. Moutinho walks into that quite comfortably. Aubameyang obviously is top draw. I would take Aubameyang, of course. Maybe Lacazette, maybe if we played 2 up top. But I mean, I don't think he's better than Jimenez. Jimenez is like top draw. Traore walks into your team.
Pepe?
Oh, come on. You'd have Traore over Pepe, surely, at the moment. Would you not?
Yeah.
I mean, Sean, even you can say that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think any team would take Traore the way he's been playing this year.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is pound for pound, like we're a better side. But do you know what really concerns me is just the law of averages. As I've mentioned, that Wolves have won 3 on the spin. And it's just so hard for clubs like us to just consistently keep winning games. And it just doesn't happen. Just laws of averages, you will lose one. Do you know what I mean? We're not a Man City or a Liverpool. We don't win that amount of games on the trot.
Yeah.
So that's my only concern is just like, it just doesn't happen. We don't win like 6 in a row.
Teams like Arsenal as well, even when they're losing, even when they're being awful, just have a knack of occasionally getting a sort of silly result. I mean, like the Southampton one, Southampton were definitely playing better than them. Southampton really looking dangerous, and then a sort of silly mistake from a goalkeeper send it off, and it's all totally over.
One thing I always maintain is that, for instance, I actually feel more confident going into the Arsenal game than I do, say, Bournemouth or Villa, purely because Bournemouth and Villa know they have to come there, put men behind the ball, and they're happy to do so. Whereas Arsenal will always have the audacity to come at us, try and take us on, you know, like on the front foot, try and play attacking football away at Wolves. And that's where we'll just hit you on the break every time. So for me, Arsenal are actually the most ideal team for Wolves to play against because you're not good defensively, but you also want to attack us. So don't get me wrong, we might concede 1, might concede 2, but we will definitely score at least a couple against you boys.
Right, now it's time for Weekender. It's a weekly game where you pick 7 players, a goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, 2 strikers to be in your team, with real cash prizes up for grabs every week. Sign up to play on our website or app. Just make sure you do it before the weekend's fixtures. our panelists have picked their weekender teams already as they compete against each other to avoid the dreaded mystery forfeit at the season's end. Here is Jack's team. Jack, talk us through it.
Well, yeah.
Well, I can see one thing stands out to me there.
I've got
Injured Philip Billing in midfield.
That's it.
Yeah, but I read an article. He was coming back.
Okay.
He's likely to play. He was likely to play. So
Mate,
from
he's
what
probably
I read,
more likely to get more points fit than he. Injured than he's fit, because he's probably going to pick up a yellow and get nothing else.
well, it was real slim pick. Like for the bottom three pick, it was real tough because obviously Villa are playing Liverpool and Norwich.
Man United, is it?
Man United, Bournemouth, and then Norwich aren't playing on the weekend, are they? Oh no, they are. They're playing.
Yeah.
I should have really gone against. Yeah, maybe. But my thought process was like the discussion we've just had. No one's really scoring goals apart from Pukki, but I really backed Salah and Rashford to be getting goals against who they're playing against.
All right, next up.
I've gone Schmeichel as well, so I hope it's not too weird of an option. I have gone Pukki though, just because, like you say, he is the only one who's going to score, and I was struggling like you to find a pick that made sense. I couldn't really put in Grealish either because I wanted that Fernandes and Traore. Fernandes has been really good recently. Traore against Arsenal is a mouth-watering fixture for me. Maguire, you can question a little bit, but he is the top scoring defender.
That's insane, isn't it?
So
Yeah,
it's not
he
too
gets
bad.
results, damn it.
He gets results.
You stupid chief.
That's all that matters.
Finally, Andy's team for this weekend.
I'm just going to go on the Man United bandwagon, to be honest. And more so, I know this sounds crazy, but more so because I watched the full Bournemouth Wolves game last week, and Bournemouth were terrible. So it is this United juggernaut meeting the shambles that is Bournemouth at the moment. So I just can't see anything other than a walkover, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, I guess it is time for the results then from last week's weekender. Here we go. First up is Graz's team.
Yeah, 28.
That's not bad.
But I have been let down by my front two. No points from my front two is not great. Sterling's doing a lot of the heavy lifting here.
Look at those Wolves boys yet again turning out for you in their numbers.
Turn that in defence.
Jimenez.
Yeah, but not Jimenez, unfortunately. Yeah.
Next up is Jack's. And you got 12, Jack.
I thought I had Sterling.
Not
Apparently not.
Oh.
So the discussion we had on Edison and Bravo as well.
Correct.
Because Bravo actually did keep a clean sheet as well.
Yeah, that was that's where I've really been done now. Like,
you did yourself, Jack.
You did yourself. You played yourself.
All right, and then finally.
20
points. So
you still
Look at those Wolves boys.
It's the double defender.
Look at that Cantwell as well. Little Cantwell goal in there as well, eh?
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, without Cantwell, Jimenez, Jesus, Fernandes, and Bolly, I'd have still beaten Jack actually.
Yeah, rub it in.
Okay.
He looks really happy.
The results of the memes. In third place,
It's exciting.
with 201 points, is Jack Townsend.
I'm not happy with that.
I mean, it deserves to be last.
It deserves. It wasn't that lot. It wasn't bad. You
don't know how bad that is yet. Like that could be a close week.
All I've done is go for a bottom 3 team, not paid off.
Well, let's say, we'll find out how bad it is now. In second place, with 469 points, is Graz.
I tried.
Which, yet again, in first place,
How many?
1,600.
Oh!
That's
Despite the fact it didn't even make sense, and Arsenal had won 2 games.
It just
It
goes
always makes sense when Arsenal don't get
can
3
be-
points.
Yeah, but
Taylor.
they did just get 3 points.
No, they got a cup win actually. They didn't get 3 points.
Right, and the mystery word, lads?
Probably got said. I'm assuming it got
No, I
said.
100% got said because I actually noticed Graz was really happy when we were going into
No,
Weekender section for the life
I
of
think
me.
it's unrelated because
How?
the meme section.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
When you were happy, Graz.
Oh no, I thought you were saying getting it in was unrelated. I was like,
No. But I can foresee a controversy here.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, this is outrageous. Can we not have a straight
Well, only because you're so salty about losing every week.
Oh, forgot. Yeah, because I literally.
You don't even know what it is yet. You don't
Here
even
we
know
go.
what it is.
Right. The mystery word is aquafaba, which he said like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And nobody called out. But he asked me.
In what context?
Well, I think
We're talking about selling
he
stuff.
said, Sean, what is chickpea water called? And I said, it's called aquafaba.
And I said, oh, aquafaba.
And he said, oh, aquafaba.
Wow. What was that chat even to do with?
That was literally like an off-record, like. Cut.
It's not off record, mate.
I wasn't even listening.
We were recording it. How do you know what's off record?
Yeah.
Well, exactly. The person that edits it is going to keep it in.
Well, it will be on
Now.
the record now because it's the mystery word.
The mystery word always got in no matter where it was said.
Fine, fair play.
That means that Graz stays on again next
I don't
week.
want this. I'm in a living hell.
But
I
no,
just thought that.
I honestly didn't even hear it.
yeah,
You was
definitely
zoned out
said it.
so
I
much.
said it, then he said it. Well,
That
what
is
am I supposed to do in that scenario?
Sean, you're
Hey.
part of the problem here, mate.
Yeah, I'm
What am I supposed to do? Say, oh, I can't say that.
I can't call a word out that you've just said. Like, what is going on? Like?
Yeah, but then he said it as well. Well, that is all from us, folks. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Dream Team Coach TV. In the meantime, download the Dream Team app, fix up your teams, and sort out your weekenders. But for now, we will talk to you again next week. Take care.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.